sure how this is going to go. I think Jake McCoy leads the team in strikeouts. I'm going to be honest. I think he's got the best velocity.
And I haven't even thought about him. I don't know. I'll probably have to sweet talk the.
We've got an infielder that's been playing primarily third base named KJ Scobie, and Scobie's going to be a dude. I mean, he's going to be
passion for the game, and that's you guys could both play for me in that respect.
Well, knocking off Pat McAfee, you might knock him out of off ESPN.
Welcome back to the SEC Baseball Nerds podcast. My name is Patrick Brown.
And I'm Daniel Helms, and this is where we talk all things SEC baseball.
Very excited to have Gamecock outfielder Evan Stone joining us today. Thank you for joining us today, Evan.
Absolutely. I'm pumped to be here.
All right. I've heard off-season practices and stuff have been going pretty well for the team. How have you specifically felt this off-season, and what part of your game have you think has improved the most?
Well, for this off-season, it's been pretty fun, Sometimes getting a different coach can be scary and all, especially as a head coach. But, I mean, it's Paul Maneri. He's a legend. I was pretty pumped about it. I was excited about it. Only heard great things about him. And, I mean, the first day he got here and the first practice, we've just been getting after it since the get-go. And he's been working us hard. And I love him. I love everything he's done for us. I believe he's put us in a really good spot to go out there and win a lot of games. And the part that's improved most about my game, I would say in the past years, I would definitely say it's just more of my mental aspect of the game, like an approach and everything and hitting, because
and has Paul been the one to help with that a lot?
Yeah, he I would say it was more of Monty, because I've been with Monty more. Coach Maneri, he's more of he was thrown with the new team and all, and he was kind of more of just hey, y'all go out and play and let me see what you got. But with the and all, I've been talking with Monty and just really just breaking down at bats, knowing what pitch I'm looking for, or hey, how are we going to attack this guy or beat this guy? And,
yeah, we had Monty on here once, and he had some good things to say about you.
Oh yeah, he's the man. He's the man. Monty's the man.
Yeah. What expectations do you have for yourself this season? Obviously, senior year, big year for you, big year for this team. Very excited for what this team can do. What expectations do you have for yourself?
For myself, that's a tough question. Really, what I think of is just being able to make myself available and prepare myself the best to where I'm going to be able to do whatever the team needs me to do to succeed and, make it to Omaha. That's our goal, and to do whatever it has to be done for us to make it Omaha.
Yeah. We had a Gamecock sports writer, Jack Veltri, on here once. Patrick, I didn't get to be on that episode, but Patrick was with him. He said that you're going to be playing right field this year. Is that what you think you're going to be primarily playing?
So I'll probably bounce around. Nate, he'll most likely stay in center. I know I was talking to Maneri like that. He said he likes to, he's going to trust in Nate. He knows that, look, Nate's a really good ball player, and I believe it too. And I respect what Maneri says. And whether it's left or right, if I come in late game as a defensive replacement or if I get to start, it could be either one. If it was one of the two, it'd most likely be right. But I'm just excited, and whatever opportunity's thrown my way, I'm going to make the most of it and just give it everything I have.
We know you probably won't tell everything. Have you had that conversation about possibly starting or what the role will be?
We'll see how it goes. I probably won't start out starting at the beginning of the year. We have a really good group of outfielders, and it's a lot of old guys. And I was and joking around and telling everybody, I said the only flaw about the outfielders, we call ourselves the Stallions, but I said the only flaw about the Stallions is you can't put us all in the lineup. So,
Yeah, because it's just a lot of depth, and that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah, no, it is a good thing. It's a long season, and we got to be there. You know, if a guy's struggling or if a guy gets sick, a guy gets hurt, you got to have someone to step up. And the good teams that make those runs, they have a lot of depth.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the question. I thought Kenny Jones was going to play DH. Are you saying he's going to start in the outfield opening day?
If I had to guess right now, it'll be either him or Blake in left. But I'll certainly confident that Kennedy's going to be in the lineup somewhere, whether it's in left or DH. He'll find his way in there.
Well, you're a veteran of this team now, so I'm certain you're probably just having fun out there.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what your walk-up song's gonna be? And I thought Unwritten was like really hype back when that one is.
Yeah, Unwritten. That was my freshman year. Wow, that's you know your stuff there. So I think I'm gonna go with Play Something Country, Brooks and Dunn. I did it last year, but I was like, I only heard it a few times last year, so I'm like, I'm gonna stick with that one. So I'm staying with that one. And if there's a mid-season change, I'll let you guys know.
All right.
So how do you feel with all these newcomers, and how do you feel like this roster is shaping up this year? Like with all these transfers, all these freshmen, I feel like there's a lot of good future ball players as well as veterans, obviously, like Clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm excited really for this year. It's learning through the fall and after all the scrimmages and some scrimmages in the spring. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm pretty confident in what we're going to be capable to do this year. We got a really good team. We got some really good guys, and I know we got a lot of selfless guys that, just care about winning and getting this team to Omaha. And the freshmen, there's a really good core of freshmen. We have some really good pitchers that are in the freshman class. Let's see, Ryder, Cooper Parks are both tremendous. And then you have Riley Goodman. He's hurt this year. He's coming off of Tommy John, I believe, but he's going to be a ball player. I've only heard good things about him. And you also have Tyler Pitzer and Eddie Copper coming back for next year as well. So the core for pitching is pretty solid.
Pretty excellent,
That's a lot to build around. And then your position player guys, you got Bo Hollins, you got Tyler June. Tyler June's going to be a dog, and Gavin Braylon behind the dish, he's going to be one as well. But there's a lot to be excited for the future of Gamecock baseball, and I'll be just as excited to watch them. So.
I know you've been deeply rooted in faith. How has that journey been carrying you through your career, and especially like you've had 2 early ACL tears in high school, and I think you've really came up and rose above that. How has that journey been helpful towards you?
My faith, I would say, is what's gotten me through all of it. Just to know that at the end of the day, what I do on the baseball field, that doesn't define who I am, who or where my heart is with Christ and my relationship with Him. At the end of the day, that's what defined me. And I'm a huge Scotty Scheffler fan.
Yeah.
And it's not just because he's the best golfer in the world, but it's because if you would ask what defined him, he wouldn't even say golf. And he's like already one of the greatest golfers of all time. He would say it is who he is with Jesus. And I remember it was one of his interviews that really stood out to me. I think it was there at the Masters, and they were like, dude, how do you stay so calm? And he's like, I've already won at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter what I do out here. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. So
that's amazing.
And especially with baseball, when you're gonna fail a lot, I always remind myself that, like, hey, I'm out here, like, I'm blessed to be out here. I'm gonna give it everything I have, and that's for Jesus. And whether I succeed or fail, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter.
Evan really inspired me to also become a better person and deeper in my faith. Every time I see you, you're giving autographs to kids. You're such a nice, positive person. This Also why me and Daniel wanted you on, because you're such a great person, and we tried so hard. We wanted you on so bad, and you just inspire and you show God through yourself to others.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, I appreciate that. I'm glad that Jesus can work through me to show a little bit of good out there.
Do you have a favorite jersey combination that we normally wear?
The Yankee Grays, Friday night on the road, those are by far my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Mets fan, so sometimes when we wear those ones, but those are like fandom aside, those are great jerseys.
Yeah, they're my favorite. They've been my favorite for a long time. So,
very excited for this season. What are your emotions gonna be like on opening day? Are you one of those guys that's just like hyped up? Or you a little nervous before the game? How do you feel?
I'll probably be a little nervous before the game, but once it gets going, I'm good, and I'll be pumped up. I'll be excited. I'll be ready to go. It's a pretty cool feeling, and it's a cool atmosphere as well. Founders Park, it's one of the best there is in the country, and yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. We have some trivia questions for you if you want to. Do you think you want to try them?
I'll try them. I'm kind of nervous about these.
All right. So the first one, you probably know this. What was your batting average last year?
My batting average last year?
Yeah.
375.
Okay, yeah.
Got it.
Got this one. That one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're moving on from you. Who had the most home runs last season for this team, and who did?
Who had the most home runs last year?
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, I want to say Petrie off the rip. I don't think Cole caught back up to him, but I'm going to go with Petrie.
Yeah, you're right.
There we go.
Him and Cole actually tied. They both had 21.
Tied? Oh, see, I knew Petrie kind of had the lead the whole year, and then when I thought back, I was like, oh, man, I know Cole got hot towards the end.
Yeah,
He
caught up pretty good, but he didn't quite get there. So we had Matthew on like a week ago, and he said that you were roommates with him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you'll know this question because it's kind of specific, but do you know how many strikeouts he had last season?
Oh, man.
How
many strikeouts he had last season?
Yeah, you might have to ballpark this one.
I don't even know what a good. Let me guess. I'm gonna say I don't really know what's a good number for a whole season. Say I'm gonna say like 75.
Okay, that was actually pretty close. He got 60. So
60. Dang, I gave him too much credit. Dang, gummit.
I wouldn't even know that. I don't even think I knew that until today.
Gave him too much credit.
Okay. This can be a variety of answers.
Okay.
Who is the tallest player on the team?
Who's the tallest player on the team?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
Yes.
Sweeney. Without a doubt, Sweeney. I think he's the tallest. I don't think there's anyone taller than him. He's up there.
A couple 6'6" guys.
Yeah. There's no one taller.
I have another question. So I feel like watching this, you've put a lot more power to your bat, obviously known for your speed and your defense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like hitting the ball deeper, more home runs. How have you felt that way?
I mean, I wouldn't say not much has changed. I've got to give some credit to Billy. I've worked hard with him in the weight room, and it's also been just working with Monty and how to, correctly rotate. When you correctly rotate and you start to flush balls and put true backspin on them, the ball will go. And when you combine working with Billy and doing those things, you connect with a fastball, especially with these guys throwing 90, mid 90s. It's really like they say, you just got to put the barrel on. Obviously, still got to have some bat speed, but hey, it'll go. Now, different story sometimes when the winds are blowing in. I like when the wind's blowing out. You give yourself a little chance when you get a ball in the air. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
one more trivia question.
All right.
Who is the first SEC opener for South Carolina this year?
Oklahoma. Believe
Got
it's at home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
Oklahoma at home.
You went 4 for 5.
4 for 5. Hey, that's
Yeah, that's
not
pretty
bad.
good.
That's not bad. I guess I didn't guess Cole. I didn't think he caught him, but he did. That's right.
How do you feel about Oklahoma joining the SEC?
I mean, I don't really have anything against them, you know. It like Texas and Oklahoma. I'm like, they're joining the league. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'll be excited to play them. But no, I think it's pretty cool, I think they'll do nothing but help the league. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all having me.
All right. My name is Patrick Brown, and that's Daniel Holmes, and this is the SEC Baseball Nerds Podcast.